Hello and welcome to the Soulful Mamas podcast. You're with your host Maria, and I'm so pleased you could join me today. Today it's you and me, where I'm having a little solo episode, sharing a few musings and insights on this week, the week ahead, and the week that was. And next week will also be a solo episode too, where I'll be sharing more about, going in a bit more detail into Samhain, which is Halloween basically, but at this time of the year. More on that soon. So this week that we are currently in, well, actually you're in. I'm recording this on Sunday the 21st, because the week coming is quite a big one for me. It's a week of anniversaries and birthdays and having some special people come and stay, and I just thought it would be better if I have this conversation with you now, and then I won't get sidetracked and not get it done. So we have just entered into Taurus season. The sun is now in Taurus, which is exciting for me because that's my sun sign. Resonate very strongly with the Taurus energy, or the earth energy of Taurus. And so this time of the year feels really good. I feel like I'm home, if you like, really embodying the Taurian energy. And this time of the year for me, autumn, I love, which you all know now by now, I love autumn. I love what's happening, the changes in nature and that shift from, that summer towards winter. It's so beautiful. Just love watching that transformation and that transition. It's quite evident here for us in New Zealand. I know in other places it's not quite as obvious, but we're quite blessed. So I'm very grateful for that. So I think with this coming into this Taurus sort of energy is maybe a welcome relief for some. We've just come off the back of Aries season, but also that very powerful solar eclipse where it was felt by every single one of us in one way or another. For some, quite obvious and quite profound, and others more subtle. And some you might think, didn't do anything, but it would have landed in some way, and that might present itself in the days, weeks, months that follow. It's the eclipse time. It's not just that day and that exact time of. Yes, it's quite powerful in that exact time, but the ripple out is you could feel it beforehand and feel it afterwards. We are still in that eclipse portal, and any transformations or realizations or shedding, any of that happened in that time, you will maybe see the results of that in months to come. So who knows? Watch that space. But regardless, we've had some big energy going through, which is necessary for change to happen, transformations to occur. Change can't happen without a bit of uncomfortableness. Said it before, the caterpillar in the cocoon. I can't imagine that's particularly comfortable being in that, but you emerge the other side as something quite amazing and beautiful and evolved from your previous self. So that's the journey we are all on. And all of those gifts and learnings and teachings and sheddings and all of that we bring with us now. And now we are in this season of Taurus, we can embody that more, because you might be more euphoric and feeling like, oh my gosh, everything's so amazing, and you're quite light and more in the ethers. And it's about, how do I bring that back down into my body so I can still function on this planet Earth, because that's what we're here to do. So that's the practice of embodiment, pretty much what it means. It's being in your body, and this earth energy of Taurus can help us do that. Just be grounded and be, just slow down a little bit so you can think about, what do I need to do for myself right now? What can actually help me in this moment? And it might be, as I always say, barefoot on the earth for sure, but a bit of gardening. It might be just creating your favorite meal, cooking, baking, and working with those foods, and it brings you a bit more into that present moment. It's not something you can necessarily rush. So that's, there's many things, there's many ways of how to ground yourself, being in nature, in the water, swimming, paddling, all of that. There's many, but the practice of embodiment is a good one right now, and it can happen more easily right now too. And also tomorrow, 22nd of April, well, that's my tomorrow, it's already been for you, getting all my past and futures confused, but the 22nd of April is two things. One, it's my and my husband's 24th wedding anniversary. Yay! Pretty special. We 24 years, apparently. You have the gift is musical instrument, so rather than buy each other a trumpet or a grand piano, we've decided to buy tickets to a sound healing gong concert. Concert. So that's pretty special. So looking forward to that. We both really resonate with sound healing. Actually, more so my husband. So that will be pretty powerful when that comes up too. Second thing, on the 22nd, it's Earth Day. And I love that we got married on Earth Day, because it's so good. But I have a but with Earth Day. Firstly, for me, it's Mother Earth Day. But more than that, I feel like Mother Earth Day really needs to be, and is, and I'm going to say the word, I don't like to say the word, but I'm going to say should, the word should, it should be every day. Every day is Mother Earth Day. And I think the more we can come into awareness of that, rather than, on the 22nd of April, Earth Day, let's be mindful of recycling and using our cars and all of that. I mean, we know all of that, and that's all great. It's all good. But it's more than that. It's deeper than that. It's the relationship with Mother Earth, and seeing her as the being that she actually is. She is a living being in her own right, having her own experience, and we happen to be the beings residing on her and working with her in harmony with all the other beings on the planet. And you all have your own views, awareness of this. But for me, it's very much living in harmony with her, and this place of reciprocity, and each of us on this planet. When I say us, I don't just mean the humans, I mean our tall standing friends, the trees, and our flying friends, the birds, and the finned friends in the waters, all of them, the little critters on the land, the insects, everything has its place. Everything is interconnected, and we're part of this big, beautiful symphony of life on planet Earth, and it's so beautiful and so amazing. And aren't we just, so lucky to be part of it? And the more we can have that depth of understanding of that and appreciation of this beautiful planet that we get the privilege of living on, the more we will treat everything with such respect and gratitude and know that not one thing works without the other. And over time, as we know, humans have managed to put ourselves at the top of this ladder of we are the most important ones, and everything on this planet is here for us humans to use and consume and do what we like with. It's like a resource, but it's not. So once we can remove that lens, that story's old now, and see it for what it is, that everything is a living being in its own right, having this experience just like you and I. And however this lands for you, you might think, what are you on, Maria? Or you might be like, yes, that's how I see it too, or somewhere in between. If you want to know more, this is one of my favorite things to talk about. Come and chat with me. Love it. So that's my take on Earth Day, on Mother Earth Day. It's an opportunity to really tread even more gently on her and just have such appreciation for this life that we are able to experience by her enabling that to happen. Okay, so that's my little musings and / rant on that. Yes, and moving on to today for you, the 24th of April. It is the full moon, and that full moon is a really great opportunity for everybody to release, let go of the stuff that has built up, the stuff that has accumulated, especially over this last month when there's been a lot of change, a bit of turmoil, a bit of like any of that stuckness that's still there. Get rid of it. Make a conscious choice to release it, to let go of it. And it might be just speaking it out loud, it might be writing it out, it might be, if you've got a fire, you can write it on a piece of paper and release it to the fire. There's ways of making that action manifest so you're actually doing something to release rather than just sitting with it, because all that does is, well, it's still there, isn't it? So therefore the stuckness is still stuck. So let the moon help you. It's what she's here to do. She's at her fullest expression, and she's shining her light on all of those things. So everything feels like it's exposed, and if you don't like it and you don't want it anymore, then get rid of it. Release it. It's perfect. Love the full moon. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, just really briefly, because I'm going to talk about this in more detail next week, and that's Samhain, which is basically Halloween. So Halloween has come to New Zealand pretty much through America, and it's a very loved festival over in the north, and we have adopted it in the last few years quite drastically in New Zealand. And I don't have a problem with the festival itself. It's just the time of the year that we celebrate it, because in the north it's celebrated in autumn, the midway point between autumn equinox and winter solstice, and it's when nature is releasing and letting go and starting to, leaves are dying, there's decay happening, there's the inward feeling, and it's when that, with the darkness that comes with less light, that mystery and that thinning of the veil, where it was said spirits from our ancestors and passed over loved ones could be more felt. And it has evolved over the years into what it is now. So for us in New Zealand, if we're going to celebrate this authentically, truly, truthfully, we would be doing it on the 30th of April, which is the midway point between our autumn equinox and winter solstice, because it makes sense. It's what nature's showing us. There are pumpkins that you can make into lanterns. There is an abundance of apples if you want to do apple bobbing. There is that thinning of the veil. It's darker. It makes sense. It doesn't make sense for us to do this at the end of October when spring is in its full vibrancy and there's growth and greenery and life, and yet the children are marching around the streets with their, ghosts and goblins or whatever outfits on. So anyway, this is another little rant, but musing really. So I want to talk about that a little bit more next week, just to give a bit more detail on what that's all about. So tune in and I'll let you know more. And the very last thing I wanted to share with you is that I've been called to create a program for a long time now, but it comes and it goes. And this weekend it's coming really strongly that I'm going to have put out an offering from basically Samhain to Winter Solstice, so an 8-week period where I'm going to have weekly online sessions with women, with mamas, to come together on a Friday and online and really go deep in different festivals, traditions, ritual, ceremony, what to bring for yourselves, how to bring this to your children if that's what you want to do, working with the seasons, working with rhythms, and aligning yourselves with what is true for you in this little period of time, this 8-week window. So it's going to start that first week of term 1, which I think is the 3rd of May, Friday, whatever the Friday is, 3rd of May, maybe 4th of May, and it will run through for 8 weeks. So if you'd like to know more details, then please let me know. I'm really excited about this. I'd like it to be just a small group of women where we can really connect and go a bit deep. So it's not just me, the teacher at the front of the room, telling you stuff. There'll be lots of information and offering for you to receive, but I also want it to be a space where you can share and add your thoughts. And so the smaller the group, the more intimate and the more likely you'll feel comfortable to do that, perhaps. So yeah, let me know. Send me an email, maria@parentingwithsoul.com, and I can give you more information, or else you can find me on Instagram or Facebook and I can give you the details there as well. Really, really excited about this. It came in strong and it felt like, get it out there. There are people waiting, and it's, such a potent time of the year for us in the Southern Hemisphere and my favourite time of the year. So I'm quite excited about it. So let me know. Otherwise, have a very beautiful, soul-filling week ahead. Do what lights you up and fills that soul of yours, and I will see you again soon.